Don't be mad, Derek.
And now, Jabroni Studios, in association with Big Herm Productions, is proud to present to you, recording from an undisclosed location in Oakdale, Connecticut, it's Chris Burns, it's Chris Lynch, this is Dysfunction Junction.
Boys and girls, you guys have been so good, and I mean so good, that instead of bringing back one special guest, we're bringing back three special guests. The main event, the man with the hour, the tower of power, too sweet to be sour, in the dumbest hat ever, Derek The Undertaker. I love that hat. I ain't going to lie to you, kid. But we're talking all things death and paranormal tonight, and if you're a fan of that stuff, God love you, so am I. But there's a certain sickness that all of us have if we like that stuff. But you're sick already. You're here. This is the part where I say, welcome to Dysfunction Junction.
Fuck yeah.
I'm sorry, I was listening to the background noise on somebody's shit, wondering what the noise on my fucking recording was. But fuck yeah!
Thank you. My name is Chris Burns. Up in the upper corner, my esteemed co-host and the man with the most well-trimmed possum in history,
Chris Lynch.
And of course, the producer extraordinaire, the man with no hair, the man that will pull your butt and make you want to put it in your mouth, Big Herm, Michael P.S. Harmon.
That's right. What is up, everybody? How is everybody doing?
If you look next to me, right here, my main man, the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey. He will beat you in a game of pool, and you still want to give him a nice, stiff Bubba Wallace. It's Derek The Undertaker.
He likes Bubba Wallace stiff.
Hello.
So we invented a drink this weekend. We took Dr. Pepper and Crown Royal Black, and we mixed it together to make a Bubba Wallace. It tasted nice enough, kind of saccharine, but it also tasted like uttered feet, which is what Bubba Wallace is all about. So, the comments I got from that drink was, where's the noose? Does it taste like last place? Does it cry when it doesn't get its way? I mean, it was so much good fun. And speaking of good fun, we have a programming note to tell you guys about. First time you folks in Dysfunction Junction Land are going to hear it. Wednesday, June 14th, the Speedway Review will be without two. Breaking news. We'll be without two of its co-hosts. Both Jordan and Corey will be not available. So I went and got two co-hosts. I got Connecticut Modified Racing Star Joey Ternulo to come in and help fill in the color commentary portion and to produce the show and drop in his extensive knowledge, and by extensive I mean that weekend, of NASCAR. It's Big Herm. He's come into Speedway Review.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna. I have a feeling you're gonna wreck shit.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna turn the racing world on its head just because.
He's going full Ross Chastain, kids.
That's right.
But we're talking about paranormal here today. I know we usually have some quips or whatever, so I have to ask, does anybody have an asshole of the week? Does anybody have anything they want to talk about? Or do we want to get to how Derek fondles old people for a living?
Let's get with the fondling.
All right, fondling it is.
It is.
You're here for the death and the paranormal portion, my friend. You've been here talking about embalming bodies and things of that ilk. Have you ever had a paranormal experience at your job? And you've been doing it for quite a long time.
Yeah, 5 years now. I've been with the funeral home. I just celebrated my 5th.
Happy 5th anniversary.
Yay.
Yay, indeed, Herm. Yay, indeed.
Yeah. No, only like maybe a couple times when, hearing noises or something type of thing. Like we have this old typewriter downstairs, and I was upstairs waiting for like family to show up for a wake or something. And it's just me and my one coworker, and we're just standing there, and we're waiting because we had, hurry up and wait is what we do a lot. But we swear, because he heard it too, that the typewriter just started going. So we're like, oh shit! Like, oh, maybe Mike or someone got back. Like, one of our coworkers, like, oh, let me go check it out and go see if he's here. Go downstairs, lights are off, no one's there. So I'm like, okay, that was kind of weird.
All right.
Then the second time, we were again waiting, like we do, in the front foyer there, because the body was set up in the chapel in the next room, and so we always greet the family when they come in. But we just heard this massive crashing noise in the chapel. Me and same guy who heard the typewriter, so he can attest to this. We run in there because it sounded like fucking body just fucking dropped. Like
Wow.
run in, nothing. Candles are lit, music's going, body's still there. Like, what the fuck was that? Again, walk around the funeral home, nobody there. I'm like, all right, I'm out. See ya.
Yeah. Peace.
I'm ridiculous.
Sorry about your loss. I gotta go.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Are you happy with the service? Is your grandma looking good? I gotta go.
Yeah.
But you see, in a place like that, I was telling a friend of mine today, because he watches the show after the fact. I thanked him profusely. So, Dan Graziano, wherever you are, thank you for watching Dysfunction Junction.
Thank you, Dan.
And I told him what we were doing tonight. And he says, well, did you ever visit your friend at the funeral home? Yup. How'd that go? I'm like, oh, come down to my office. We walked by these 2 long cardboard boxes. I'm like, I thought it was like things for the funeral home. No.
Those
Like,
are the
so
people.
What's in the box?
The people.
Mrs. McCaffrey's in this one, and Mr. So. I'm like, ah!
Made up names, by the way.
Yes, they are.
But
Because I don't know
they're
who
getting
was in
prepped
the...
for cremation. They were ready for cremation. They were on their next train out.
Oh, my Lord. They were ready for the Folgers can.
So that's the
Yes.
process. That's the process. You put them in a box just to hold them there, and then just burn them box and all.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a request. When my time comes and you do that for me while you're rolling me into the oven, I want you to play Alice in Chains as I'm burning. Because I will be the man in the box.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Ayatollah of rock and roll strikes again.
I like that.
Disco Inferno.
Yeah, that's while I'm burning. But as I'm going in, I'm the man in the box.
And then afterwards,
Once
after you're
bitten,
done.
twice shy, baby.
Wow.
And then when they were raking you out,
And then the family can play "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel.
You guys are setting up my funeral so
And then
well.
David
Hello,
Bowie
Elise. How are you
passes to
tonight?
acid.
Woo! I like the new box at the bottom, Herm. That's better than the oblong
Weirdo.
gimmick that's usually on there. We are weirdos. We ain't
Yeah, I
you
changed
call
it
them weirdo?
to a minimalist, so it's nice and small, but it says it shows the picture. I liked it.
So when Jordan comes in later, as you know he will,
Nice and small.
and he puts in his paragraph, it's only going to come up as, "Hey, dudes."
Sup, yo.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Let's give a shout-out to a young lady, Elise's daughter. Won't say her name because there are too many weirdos watching the show, and especially the 4 weirdos doing the show. Had a little graduation ceremony today, so congratulations, young lady.
I saw the pictures. They were beautiful.
Fantastic. You got to love it. And Herm missed a decent cookout. We had fun. You missed
Nice.
it. I mean, it was no... Are you going to die?
Nope.
Please don't die.
Please don't
Please
die.
don't die.
And you're on the right show because
If you do die, I'm your man.
He's the
Derek The
man.
Undertaker, my man.
Ooh, that's nice.
I'm
That's
telling you,
nice.
Friday night's going to take on a whole. Friday night is going to take on a whole new meaning after this show. So Derek is here as you guys are starting to weed in and come on in. Two Brothers Paranormal will be here probably within the next half hour. They got a bit of a commute going home, but when they come in, oh, is the fun going to start? Because Herm and I heard some weird shit a year and a half ago when we interviewed Two Brothers, and I told Mike Cronin after that, like for a week after that, I had this. You know how they say when you get something attached to you, that there's this sulfury smell. I swear to God, maybe it was my mind playing tricks on me. I had that sulfury smell no matter what I did. And I was like, Mike, you got to get whatever it is off me. He goes, there's nothing on you. Trust me. I'm like, no, you don't understand. There's something on me. He goes, there's nothing. What the fuck?
We're going to recreate.
Yes, having an in-house mortician is a convenience.
Chris, that sulfur smell was your double quarter pounder that you had.
Thank God I quit those since then. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't doing no. Every time I have a double quarter pounder, I have a triple bathroom alert, and that's not happening anymore. I stick to the chicken if I go there. I go to the Popeyes. I went to Arby's the other day. By the way, try the King's Hawaiian spicy roast beef gimmick. It is fantastic.
I got to be honest.
I can't bring myself to do it.
You're all dumb.
No, I'm not dumb. I got to be honest.
Canceled.
What you fuckers don't know about is Carl's Jr.
Because we don't have them around here.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But he's getting one.
Elise, Bernadette, you have been canceled. Arby's.
No. Everybody's allowed to have.
No. Everybody knows that we're joking. Arby's can suck it. That's just not
sacrilege.
nice. That's
not cool.
That's just hurtful. Cuzzy, the disrespect on the Arby's is real.
How you gonna fucking tell me? Me?
Yeah,
What am I, a clown?
Yo, Carl's Jr. is awesome. I eat first of all, they start serving burgers at 6:30 in the morning.
Okay, the fact that you started the sentence with
What?
eat and then you paused, I was waiting to come in. I eat a lot.
I eat, but but like first of all, like they start serving the whole menu. It's all right. Yeah. Maybe it was in the
Arby's thing in Minnesota. It doesn't mean I'm not going to get there anymore. It's not. It wasn't in Berlin.
Did they ever say what happened to that employee?
Yeah,
I know she died. Asshole. I know that part, but like,
I mean, you know what? She did pass.
I haven't heard anything since. It's the most guarded. It's the most guarded story in the history of
ever.
What do you call it? Fast food bullshit.
The best part, she was in the fridge.
Yeah, and to respond to Elise, I've also seen the videos of the maggots in the piece of fried chicken at Popeyes.
Stop it! Popeyes is
no.
gone.
Well, no. It's fine. It's fine. But hear me out. First of all, maggots require what? Rotten food.
Right.
Rotten food. It has to be fucking rotten. Okay? If you're going to cook a piece of chicken that smells that bad because it's that rotten, you can't even pull it out and get it on your plate. Trust me, the smell of carrion, and I've smelled it as a chef because shit goes bad and you lose it tracking somewhere, and every now and then you find a fucking surprise. But the smell of carrion is something akin to what Derek will know is the smell of a rotting dead body. It is very fucking distinct. And you know it as soon as you smell it. And if it's that putrid, they didn't even get it out of a package to cook it at Popeyes. So, also, the heat that the chicken was cooked at would have killed the maggots, and you'd have just eat them like the worms you eat when you eat fried fish. Because every piece of white fish has worms in it when they fry it.
That's it. I'm vegan.
Enjoy
I can't
your
do this
fish and
anymore.
chips.
I can't fucking listen to this guy anymore.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, really.
I'm vegan. I need a bush to munch.
Here's an idea. Do vegans understand that the food they eat is actually living before they eat it? The grass and the vegetables and all that bullshit?
They do, but that's not their point. Their point is that it doesn't feel. They claim it doesn't feel pain. It doesn't. It's not bad for the earth. There's a whole bunch of reasons that they fail to include the vegetables for. Like, the smell of grass is not like a beautiful thing. The smell of grass when we cut it is actually the grass communicating to itself and to every other lawn on the planet that it was just cut and was being attacked.
Gotcha.
So
let's
let's tell these vegan fruit bags just how bad avocados are on the fucking environment, because to grow avocados, you have to destroy half of the environment that it's in.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Justin says today here in Florida, at a Subway, they found a dead mouse in the bread machine where they bake the bread.
Yeah, that's called an oven, and I don't know a mouse that would last in an oven. But
Overnight,
I'm not gonna lie. It's the restaurant business. If you think that
You're gonna find dead things.
it happens, a roach every once in a while happens. All right,
I got to give Elise
a
credit.
mouse
The mouse
every once in a while that comes in and you see it. Look, it happens.
Right.
It happens. I mean, do we want to discuss the allowable amount of insect parts that the FDA allows in a tub of peanut butter? Or the percentage of bug and rodent excrement that's allowed in an industrial sausage press, i.e. a hot dog machine?
Yeah, the FDA doesn't care about us. 2 comments from Elise. The mouse thing was at her local Arby's when she lived in Nebraska. And this comment, actually being a vegan can be more destructive to the environment because of the different demands. And avocados from Mexico fund the cartel.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're my booger sugar. Hold on.
Wait, so me buying cocaine doesn't fund the cartel?
In a different way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Because
see,
I thought that was the whole reason I was buying it. That's because they're getting the money.
They went to E.F. Hutton, and E.F. Hutton said to diversify your portfolio.
Invest in cocaine. And so I did.
No, use your cocaine for your entertainment and, food expenses, and use the avocados to pay their mortgage. So, diversify platform.
That's it.
You know,
That's it.
My
That's it.
portfolio has to be diverse.
Kind of like when Michael Corleone wants to go legit, he's getting into the casino business and not selling cocaine and killing people.
Right. Even though unfortunately the casino business has
Is
some
corrupt as
extremely beautiful loopholes.
All right, we're going back. We're bringing it back. All right. No, we can't, because here it is. It's a thing because the cartel takes the land and profits from the farmers. I can see that.
Yeah. No, she's absolutely right. Just about anything that says product of Mexico on it when you purchase it as a consumer, it was made by people who mule drugs.
Gotcha.
They're all day workers.
All right, let's get back to death and paranormal real quick.
So speaking
Derek
of food, I don't know.
I'm
I was going
listening.
to ask Derek something.
You're gonna ask the guy that puts his hands in dead people about
meat.
food, and you've got a professional chef sitting right fucking here. I don't even know what to do with you. The disrespect in here is vicious, cuzzy.
It's very disrespectful.
Now, he's a big boy. He can tell me what he said. What? Do I amuse you?
You
Am I a
Did it
clown?
make you fucking laugh?
I'm here to make you fucking laugh. What?
A fucking clown here? Get one, motherfucker!
All right.
Derek, so you don't really deal with. I know we've covered this before in our previous episode. By the time they get to you and they're on your table, they're already, if they died in the hospital, they've already done autopsy and all that stuff. So you just basically get the body to make pretty and present or burn.
Yes, because one pet peeve of mine is when I'm sitting in arrangements, and especially during COVID, they're like, "Oh, can you make sure that they put COVID on the death certificate?" I'm like, "No."
No, I can't actually.
He's already dead.
I'm not the doctor, and
Yeah,
in order for me to get the body, he's already been determined what killed him.
Exactly. Yep. They keep asking me, "What did he die from?" I'm like, "I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to pick him up." Yeah,
Fuck if I know. All
my favorite
Yeah.
is his heart stopped. That's what I tell. I mean, I don't tell people that, but I want.
Yeah, regardless of what the cause was, their heart stopped.
Right.
Yeah,
My
people don't
thing-
realize that.
Especially with Derek's line of work and the jokes we can make and we have made and
We do
whatever.
make, and we do make,
And continue to make.
And
to hear Link
we
lead
do
off
make.
with, when they finally show up on your table, it reminds me of that commercial with like all the fruits and vegetables. What's on your table? And there's
Yeah.
Derek with with Granny McCaffrey.
That's
Stop
He's
and
going-
shop. All
right,
the
he-
ingredients.
Yep, he's going elbow deep on a stiff.
He's got Shlomo Kleinfeld there with a fucking post-mortem boner. He's trying to.
Dude, we constantly say he goes to work and he's like, I got to work on this or that, and I got to do this. And I'm
We
like,
were on
selfies or it never fucking happened, bro. Selfies.
We were on the dude chat.
You
one
and Mrs.
night.
Johnson.
Oh my
I
lord!
get it.
Would
Oh,
we were on the dude chat one night, and Derek is like wicked active, and he's like, "Hey guys, I just got a call. I got to go pick up a stiff." And the rest of us were just like, "Huh?"
Ooh, can I go?
Right? And it was like, and he was like, "Burns, you want to go?" I'm like, "I can't. I'm sorry. I'd love to." I think no, I'd be creeped out. I wouldn't sleep for like 3 days. Shit like that creeps me out. I can't.
I'd be
walk
riding-
by a-
I'd be riding back there with him.
I can't walk by a
well,
casket.
we'd have to get the heavy duty stretcher for you, Herm.
Just Herm, what are you gonna do? No, nothing. They're all set. They're loaded in. I'm just gonna climb up in the back with them while we go back to the office and just hang out back here.
Herm remembers back in 1861 when my grandfather died. I was fucking devastated. That man was everything to me. And his funeral was in Worcester. So my family and I, we go up there to Worcester, and we're watching, and I get my turn to be in front of the casket, and I wrote him a letter, and I was verklempt. I put it in the casket, and I'm standing there for an extended period of time, and my cousin Glenn comes up behind me and goes, "It's okay. You can come back around." And I said, "Glenn, I swear to God, I just saw his finger move. Every time I go to an open casket funeral, I swear the body moves. I could be sitting in the third row and I watch the chest heave, and I'm like, he's breathing. He's not dead yet." My mind.
That's the director in the back of the room, like pressing buttons, so it's an automated thing. Messing with people.
My man, when I do that, I want a couple of actuators placed inside my body just to make some shit move. Just sit back there with a fucking key fob, like,
Nope. My man is going to have a twist at the end of the casket because I want what he calls the wake and bake. And Derek just walks out kind of quietly and he starts spinning the knob and da-dunk, da-dunk, da-da-da-da-dunk, da-dunk, da-dunk, da-dunk.
No, see, for me, it's the cremation. But while the cremation is happening, we have to suspend a spit over it, and we have to roast like a whole hog over my death fire. Ooh. My funeral pyre needs to make barbecue. It's all I'm saying.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
There you go. You gotta write that. You better write that down and legalize.
So instead of cranking the Pop Goes the Weasel box, Derek's over just cranking the spit.
What are you doing?
Herm.
The bottom side's not cooked yet.
Cooking's got to cook even, man. Got to cook it even. Yeah, you know.
It's strange.
For real.
It really is. It's strange in a business like yours. You don't have a lot more stories about noises and voices and crazy shit like that. What about those funerals where they sit up the dead in a chair and stuff? Didn't you, Herm, at one point, or was it you, Lynch, talked about the dude that was placed on his motorcycle and
That
another
was me.
guy that was and another guy was set in his chair, and you showed the picture to us. I was
Yeah.
like, oh hell no!
Right.
Oh hell
Yeah,
no!
I mean,
no.
it's basically just human-sized taxidermy.
Yeah, I guess it's difficult because you need to like kind of prop them up, because if you use a certain index or potency of embalming fluid, you're stiff. Like, you are rock hard. So you have to like
That's what she said.
him.
Right, like you have to like literally like either like put him in a sacrificial chair, like sit him in a chair to begin with, just
Right.
to and like just an old wooden ass chair, set the dead body in and jam and do it, and then you've got to have like three niggas and a white boy to transfer that heavy ass dead body to the chair to say, I'm sorry, it's true. Like, you need like a staff of fucking people to move a dead body like that.
Is exactly
it's dead
why we
weight.
can't have nice things.
It is. I'm waiting
All right,
for
somebody.
I just saw-
somebody's coming in.
They're cycling. They're cycling.
I just saw a video of like a TikTok or something that they propped up a dead body in like a fucking club, and people are like dancing, having drinks, and having a good time. And there's a
I saw that.
like, propped up. Right? Yeah.
I saw that. I saw it on Reddit.
That was his funeral. Was at a club, and he's just standing there
Now,
in the
That's the
corner.
most ghetto
But
shit.
everyone's like,
Now, I've heard corpses can do some weird things too, even after they're gone. But usually it happens when, kind of like the time before or just after you would get them, that they've actually gasped a last breath randomly.
The
or
death
some
rattle.
muscles will.
The death rattle. That's mostly
Yeah.
like if you move them.
I was going to say
passing.
I was going to say that's mostly air just moving through and a little gas, breakdown
Yeah.
gases adjusting.
Yeah.
So-
It's
that
the
you
death.
make
It's really the death burp. It's really
Friend of
just
mine's-
a death burp.
pretty
A
much.
friend of mine's father claimed that he saw it happen in the casket. And I was like, yeah, because I've heard him post
And
mortem.
that's not a good embalmer. If there's
Yeah.
air and stuff
So
left
there's
over,
something bubbling.
not a good. Yeah. Not
No.
good.
No, and don't you sew their lips shut normally or super glue them?
It's kind of like glue the lips, but the jaw they
I
kind
was
of
gonna
just
say-
naturally close because
Yeah.
when you tighten the jaw with the tack and the wire, it kind of
Yeah, just
Yeah, you pretty much
naturally rest.
you pretty much wire the teeth shut,
yeah.
and then the lips are just kind of there.
I think we
Unless
talked
they
about so. I think we talked
Dehydrate,
about
maybe.
we talked about someone last week. I'd like to sew their fucking jaw shut and remove their fingers so they can't text or call or anything.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah,
You can pick them.
I can. Derek and Elise heard that story this weekend, and it was. I kept tight lip about it for months, but after last week's episode, I was like, nope. Everybody shall hear the story of Crazy McWonderbitch. Who's yelling?
They
Who do I have
travel
to
the
smack
pack.
around? Oh, it's the
Hold on, let me
boogers.
go kill some kids.
There you go. The 4 horse boogers are about to die. Can we? I saw Two Brothers try to come in. We got to try to.
They did. They tried to come in, and I brought them in, but for some reason they didn't. They never actually connected with video. So,
Oh.
here we go. We're coming back.
What the hell's
I'm
that?
waiting.
Oh,
that
this
was
is
a
yardstick?
yardstick,
What was that?
a beat stick.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what that is.
Right.
See now, I've got them popped
Providence
up.
Casket Company.
I've had them pop up again,
Nice.
but I'm getting no video from them at all.
Hold that thought. I'm reaching out. Sideways Jones. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I see them trying to come in, but I get no video feed.
He's got the whooping stick. Gotta love it. You go, girl. That boba for you.
And so, if a family gives you clothes, Derek, to put on,
Yeah.
do you actually put the entire outfit on,
Oh yeah.
or because
Well,
I've
okay,
also heard
someone
where
like
they like.
They'll also split the shirt up the back and then just tuck it around and wrap it.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I was gonna say,
they
like-
got to do what they got to do.
all right. So Lynch, I'd dress you. Herm and Chris, I'd cut the clothes.
If you cut the shirt up the back, you can then slip the shirt. You can button the shirt partially and put arms through it and then just slip it over the head and then you button the shirt up. You tuck the two loose split sides of the back underneath the body pretty and
But
do
you
the
never-
same with pretty much a suit or all of it. It's all just stuffed under the
never-
body pretty.
Right, and I never cut all the way up too. I keep the collar intact, and I just slide it.
Right. The collar's what gives you the ability to throw it around and keep it looking sharp and
Yeah.
and looking like it is one piece of
But if I can,
clothing
if I-
still.
Yeah, if I can help it, I won't cut the clothes. I don't like cutting the clothes. But like I said, Herm, sorry, buddy, you're getting the clothes.
Great. Hearn gets the special treatment. The rest of us get, ripped up hand-me-down bullshit.
No, he's not getting the special treatment. He's getting the clothes.
No,
cut.
he's not getting a special. He's not dressing my ass. He's just cutting everything to fit, tucking it under, making it look good. It's all smoke and fucking mirrors, baby.
That's
I
it.
feel special because he would dress me.
Yes, because I
Ooh.
said I dress Lynch, but Chris, I'd cut your shirt. I'd leave the pants, just slide them up. That's fine.
You've been trying to get in my pants since the day you met me. Who you lying to?
Boom.
It's all that Depeche Mode music.
Yes, must be.
Who's got shit going on in the background now?
It's like bullshit button.
Oh, the bullshit button. Got you. He keeps playing me these tender love songs from these English groups, and I'm like, that's a little weird. Can you take your hand off my ass? No.
My hand's not on your ass.
Ah, see,
Oh,
It's a ghost.
the barn is haunted too.
speaking of hands on people,
dear. What are we talking about?
Mike came to mow the lawn last Thursday. He was in the back mowing the lawn, and I came out
No, don't come out.
to the patio. I came out on the patio, and he turns around and he goes, "Were you just out here?" I'm like, "No, I wasn't. I just come out here. Why? What's up?" He's like, he goes, "I think your parents sit on that bench right there, and hang and watch the garden." He said, "Because I'm telling you, I was underneath this tree whacking weed, doing the weed whacking, and I felt I felt a hand on my shoulder."
Whacking his weed.
Yeah.
All right. So my dad was really tight with Mike, the guy that does the lawn. He's an older guy, but he did hunting, and Dad sold him a couple of rifles, and they kind of talked. But yeah, Mike was mowing the lawn and trimming the weeds, and
Wow.
he said he felt a hand on the back of his shoulder, like somebody just standing there.
Uh-uh. I see. I've never had an
So
instance like that.
Jen has turned to, since she weeds the area, and she's trimmed the tree right there so that it's not in anybody's face. But yeah, so that's the spot. Mom and Dad are on the bench. That's
See, I don't
That's cool.
have instances like that. I see them in my dreams. And the first time you see them, I don't understand this. I've looked this up. I've read up on it. The first time I see them in the dream after they die, they don't talk. It's like they just sit there and stare at you and nod. I'm like, aren't you going to say something? Nope. And then after that, they'll talk to you. They'll talk your fucking ear off in my dream. But it's
now we got somebody.
Hey, we're going
All
on.
right.
Here we go.
Oh,
Hey.
Mike Cronin from Two Brothers.
Yeah,
Are you going sideways?
what's going on,
Whoa.
guys? I got Adam here with me.
What up, Adam?
Oh,
We were
we have to
discussing
do
our
this from
own
my
personal. Go ahead, please.
we're coming live from our phone because for some reason the electronics is failing horribly where we are. So
I understand.
Understood.
As long as Adam got jokes tonight, we're all good. It's all about Adam and the jokes. It's my favorite part. Please look up on the screen and meet Derek The Undertaker. And of course, you know Herm and Lynch is in the middle, who you did not get to meet. Are you in the waiting room or? They're at a psych ward right now. I can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
we're
real. It
getting
looks like they're in the intake room.
yeah, we're getting a little frustrated with the Wi-Fi here.
Understood.
Yeah.
So we're all discussing like different things about paranormal, our personal experiences, and now you guys are here, having Derek here, who's told us about a couple of things that happened in the. What are we trying? Get the grippy socks. Yes, get the grippy socks while you're there. The yellow ones. When
I
Lynch
have
was
a
in
pair
the
downstairs.
I stole what 7 pair when you were in the hospital.
Actually, I have a pair of
Probably.
those from my hospital, too. That's some good shit right there. Those are good. Those are the best socks.
Yes, they
Oh,
are.
they're awesome in the winter.
You guys went on some fantastic journey in the last couple of months. What was your favorite? And what was the scariest thing you saw in these journeys?
Well,
face.
Yeah, here he goes with the jokes already.
He's
That's
already
not
on
a
it.
joke. He's not. I don't think he's joking. I think he's
Well,
being serious.
One of the places that we went to was Rolling Hills Insane Asylum up in New York. And we were down in the morgue, and all of a sudden we heard something out in the hallway. So we walked out in the hallway, and there's a ramp that goes up to the second floor that's in front of us. This ball of orange light just opens up in the doorway, and we saw an actual nurse walk through the door, and you could see through her.
Holy shit.
And right past us up the steps, and she was gone just like that.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's
You're
one of
making
our favorite places to go to.
You're making my hair stand up, man.
Yeah,
It's creepy.
and then he had an incident at White Hill Mansion in Fieldsboro, New Jersey, where He was walking up steps, and something followed him up behind him. And as soon as he turned around, he felt this bolt of electricity go through him. And then it came to me, and it actually unzipped my backpack, and all my gear fell out on the floor.
Holy shit!
Oh shit!
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when you see something like that, where the nurse, like through the ball of light,
Yeah.
how do you physically feel when you see that live?
We both froze. You feel like you have that where you can't move.
They want to ask her for her number.
Yeah, no, I was
Well, when he said unzip, I thought he was going to say.
I was going to say, and then it unzipped my fly.
Yeah. And then they disappear, and you don't have to worry about them anymore.
You know, you guys are turning Paranormal Day into Penthouse Forum.
Well, you know, that's how we roll here. And then I felt it unzip my fly.
Right? I didn't ask her name. I asked how long she
But
had.
I didn't stop her either.
She's been around for a long time.
Can't say no to a ghost. It's unholy. The ghost comes.
When you hear the term "been there, done that," you know she has,
Yeah.
especially in the afterlife.
Multiple times.
There you go, my man. When I see certain things on television in regard to paranormal, I don't know how much of it is staged and how much of it is like honest to goodness. Talking to you guys, I've seen your faces like telling these stories a year and change ago when we all sat and did the show the first time.
Yep.
And you talked about Adam having an experience, and not to rehash it, but you know, for the folks that maybe weren't with us back then, it had to do with you were driving by a lake. And Adam, can you help me out with this one? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you got like wicked angry or something.
This started with me.
I'll let him start.
He's trying to upload an iPad so we have a bigger screen for you guys. But
Okay.
It started with me. I went on my honeymoon at the time up to New York to Lake George, and up there is Fort William Henry. It's Fort Williams Henry, and while we were there, they were actually doing a ghost hunt that night. So we went on a ghost hunt at the fort and saw some things, heard some things, nothing great, nothing special, and then went home. And literally a week later, all of a sudden, I started to change. Like I couldn't even look at her. I would wake up trying to kill her in her sleep. I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't even sleep in the same bed as her. So go to find out that there is a spirit that is at the fort that lives down in the base underneath the steps called him, which was a Native American who came in and finished off all the soldiers when they were living at the fort after the war. So I kind of brought it home with me, something you can't figure out what it is. And I had to have a friend come over, and we did my apartment. And at one point I was laying on my bed, and this was during the summertime. The temperature in my bedroom got down to 32 degrees, so where you can see your breath. And our meter went to 666.
Ooh.
So they pulled me out of bed. They brought me over to the living room, and I was basically, my eyes were pitch black. And Adam said it looked like I was going to reach over the table and kill him. And we had our SLS camera going at the time, and it. We got a better screen. Hold on one second.
All right.
Let me cut off.
Oh, wait. This screen makes Adam almost look good.
Yeah, keyword
Almost.
Almost.
He must have a filter on.
It must be.
There ain't no filter for this fucking shit.
Right. Continue your story, Mike.
So we had an SLS camera going, which is a stick figure. It projects a stick figure that's there that you can't see by the eye. And it looked like it was fighting our buddy as he was leading the stage. You could see the stick figure looks like it was punching him. And then as soon as he lit the stage, it literally fell over and disappeared off screen. And then it felt like a whole different world for me. Like weight off the shoulders. But then I followed him and went to him. And he's got the rest of the story. This is his part of it now.
So then I went home. And for, I'd say, a week, I kept on having dreams about going home. Now, I know I was home, but home of where I grew up, which is upstate New York, Warrensburg. And kept having this dream. I kept having this dream. So I said, hey, Mike, I got to go home. He's like, you are home. You're calling me from home. I was like, no, I got to go back to where I grew up. I don't know. Something. And I kept on, everything aggravated me. Same thing, everything my wife said aggravated me. Like, it was just like, I had to go home. I said, I don't care who goes with me, but I need to go. So me, my wife, Mike, and the ex, we all took a ride up. And we're going there, we're driving. My wife, like, passes out, like, sleeping. And I'm like, oh, she's sleeping. So we drive past the fort, we drive past the lake, and we get up into Warrensburg. My wife wakes up, her eyes are, like, black. Excuse me. And she goes, where's the lake? Where's the water? Where's the water? And I'm like, well, we just passed the lake. She goes, ugh, whatever, and falls back asleep. So I'm like, all right, well, let her sleep. I'm showing Mike and stuff where I grew up. And, like, I couldn't find the road to get to where I used to live. I was getting aggravated. I said, you know what, let's turn around and go get something to eat. Like, I'm done with this. And we're driving back. I look at him, and he's like, he starts getting fucking aggravated. And I'm like, like, don't get fucking mad at me. Like, we're both aggravated. As soon as we pass the water, again, hit the fort, both of us, like, did, like, this, like, double take, like, blinked our eyes, looked at each other. My wife wakes up and goes, well, aren't you going to show us the town? And, like, we were both fine. And after that, I never had to dream about going back home. I was perfectly fine. I wasn't aggravated. He wasn't aggravated.
And the one thing about his wife is she has the sixth sense.
Yeah.
She can also see what we can't see. Like, we'll literally roll up next to a cemetery, and she'll start rolling up the window. And we're like, what's wrong? She goes, oh, yeah, they're all over there saying hi to me.
Oh, wow.
Funny story is, when me and my wife first started dating, like, we were driving, and then, like, we drove past this, like, cemetery, and she's like, hey, hi. I'm like, hey, hi. She goes, I'm not fucking talking to you.
Not you, asshole.
And she goes, oh, shit. And that's when she told me about she can see them, talk to them.
That's crazy.
You know?
Oh.
But, I mean, it's weird how, like, a spirit, like attached to him, but knew that I lived up there, and when it left him, it's like it knew that it could come to me, give me dreams about needing to go back home. Didn't know what for. I just kept on, like, every time it was about to tell me something, it, like, the dream stopped, and I was like, dude, I just need to go home. Just need to go home.
So,
like, it's
you talk
weird.
about you talk about dreams, and I have a very vivid dream sleep. I remember my dreams as well, which most people don't. They might remember fragments of it. I have deja vu all the fucking time.
Oh, I have deja vu all the time.
And this is the weird part. It depends on what I'm wearing, my clothing combination. And it's something
depends are for adults.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead, keep going.
He does have a point.
Yeah, well, I look like I need one.
Adam won, Lynch nothing.
Okay, Buster.
Here we go.
But it's in relation to what I'm wearing that day, and it's usually something I don't normally wear in a combination together.
So
and then I'll wear that, and that event happens, and it freaks me the fuck out because this is what I think. I think it's never somebody I've ever met before. It's always a stranger that I'm interacting with. And they say, the dream study says that you normally will only dream about people that you can visualize and you know on your personal life. And that's why I'm convinced sometimes that it's one of my relatives sending me a message.
I believe it.
Well,
A small message, it may be like the smallest little thing, and it's just like that. I was at Home Depot about a month ago, talking, and I had a conversation with a stranger that I dreamt about a month prior.
Yeah.
It freaks me the fuck out.
I should that with work. Like, I'll be at work, and I remember having a dream, and next thing you know, I feel like I'm doing it the next day. Like what I just dreamt about. Like, yeah, it's the weirdest
It
thing.
happened to me again. It happened to me again on Friday. This past Friday Saturday at work. I had the conversation led to a conversation she and I had in my dream.
Yeah.
Now here's the weird part. When I had this dream, I wasn't working there.
Oh wow.
I didn't know what the place looked like, but it looked in my dream. It looked exactly like reality.
Uh-huh.
So a friend of mine told me, he's like, you're precognitive, and you're very sensitive to something.
Yeah.
Because this has happened since I was a kid.
What's your sign?
Leo.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had friends who are into this stuff tell me that you're precog. You have that ability to kind of predict the future, but not in an impactful way. It's always something inconsequential. It means nothing. The interaction is nothing.
That's usually what mine are.
Yeah, and it's fucking weird. And I'm feeling it right now because I'm talking about it, and I am so interested in dream study that I've been reading about it for years.
So they say, I think it was a medium that was telling me, we got on the topic of loved ones that have passed, and like, she told me that the way they can connect to you is when you're sleeping and in your dreams. And I was like, yeah, but how do you know? How do they know to come see you? You know, like it's one of those things. And she told me that if you take a picture of the loved one that you want to see and put it under your pillow, keep it there within like 3 days to a week, they'll come to you in your dream.
That is horseshit. I tried that. Pamela Anderson never showed up.
The loved ones that have passed.
Oh, damn it. Okay, never mind.
Right.
Next question. So, Elise came in with a comment, and I wanted to ask you guys about it. Have you ever? She works in a church for a living. Have you guys had dealings with churches?
No, that is one thing we have not had any dealings with a church yet.
Yeah,
no one's asked us to do a church. The hard thing with churches is depending on the religion. Like Catholic churches don't really believe in the whole paranormal. I went through that one.
Not officially.
They're
not
one
officially.
of my people asked me, does the priest know what you do? And I said no. She's like, maybe you should talk to him about it.
Yeah, just a little bit.
With the whole
icebreaker
religion thing and everything like that, I don't know if they would actually like us to come in there and see if...
I mean, if it's an abandoned church...
Yeah, I mean, if it's abandoned and things have happened and people want us to come take a look, then, yeah, we'll check it out. But I don't know. I don't know if it would be interesting to go to an active church that's haunted, if possible.
Derek The Undertaker has joined us again. I want to get you guys, Lynch, say what you're going to say. Please, I don't want to forget this point, but please, go ahead. Please.
I'm pretty convinced that the church my wife and I got married in is haunted. And it's just a tiny little church in New London.
Yep.
And you wouldn't even know it's there. It's kind of towards the water.
Gotcha.
And I got such a vibe when I first walked into that church. Like the hair stood up on my arms.
That's the first sign.
Unless that's just getting married.
Oh yeah. No, this was months before the marriage. This was us scoping out the church.
Sarah, I'd love to hear what you have to say. That's Mrs. Undertaker on the screen, by the way. The Queen of the Dead, and as she is known in the dude.
She's in the chat. She got a link.
That's right.
She got a phone.
No, you can ask on the.
She got 97. She got 97 kids. She's got to deal with. Why don't you give her a break?
Do you want her to? All right, Sarah, come.
My wife always knows. My wife.
I'm gonna
always knows-
refill, gentlemen.
Oh, nice.
Here we go. For the first time ever on Dysfunction Junction, allow me to introduce the lovely and talented Mrs. Sarah Bother.
I know.
So-
my wife always
What's up,
knows
Sarah?
when I've had that moment because she says you get the same look in your face every fucking time. Because
Okay.
I will stop mid sentence or mid thought. Go ahead,
Okay.
Sarah. Welcome aboard.
Okay.
Love
Derek and I are
train.
both Roman Catholic. Okay. A lot of what you guys are saying about like your sixth sense and feeling things and the things you experience, a lot of that is demonic. Just from what the church says about these things, and I am really into like the exorcist stuff, and everyone that they have
Me
ever
as well.
like exercised or people that they've had dealings with, all of those things that you guys have said were all laced to demonic. It's never really like spiritual. It's always almost evil. So like, just, I don't know if you guys have ever used Ouija boards in your life before.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Yeah.
we won't. We refuse not to.
That's
We
good.
refuse. Yeah.
No, that's good.
I
That's
well,
like scary shit.
That's the
to
one
make a
thing
very-
about, the one
make
thing
a very-
about us,
valid point though. Quickly about the Ouija board. Whenever I
Yeah.
used a Ouija board when I was a little kid, it
Yeah.
was really weird shit.
Yeah, it's never
And
good.
a lot of it was predictive.
Well,
Yeah,
the problem
yeah.
with Ouija board is everybody forgets to close it.
yes,
You
Yeah.
took the words out of my
Everybody freaks out and goes away and leaves it the fuck alone, and everybody forgets to close it.
and then everyone
So,
thinks
yeah.
that
A Ouija
yeah,
board
fine,
is
help.
just like an alarm system. It's not safe and secure
No.
until it's closed and locked.
Correct.
And it's again, it's like gun safety, man. You just got to learn it and know it. And I learned it really, really young. But if you're gonna play with it, if you have to
Yeah.
open, your father always told you shut the fucking door. And there it is. If you open
That's-
a door,
Yeah.
you have to close it.
That
And
was
90% of the time, it's young kids that fuck around
no
and
idea what they're doing.
don't know to close it.
Exactly.
That don't know that it has to be closed.
Exactly.
They call it the portal to hell for one reason.
Right,
Yeah,
because if you
well,
leave
that's exactly
right,
it.
if you leave it open,
Yeah.
it does.
It
Used
turns into-
correctly,
That's
used
the one
correctly,
thing-
it's not that bad. But you got to know what you're doing and you have to
Mm.
respect it.
Well, having
My
I
thing
still have.
One thing about
I mean-
us is we go to like these crazy insane asylums and hospitals and jails and all this kind of stuff where all the bad has happened. And the one thing we make sure every time is we go with open prayer and we leave with a closing prayer. We always make sure we have holy water on us. We always make sure we have the cleansing stuff with us. We're always
Florida water.
Yep, we always have our blessed crosses with us.
As long as you have holy water, you're good
Oh,
to
yeah.
go.
Yep.
That's one of the biggest.
we
Yes.
are always protected.
I have holy water.
Yeah.
I have
That's not
holy
holy
water
water.
right here.
Stop it.
There's alcohol in it. It cleanses.
Oh,
Which would
yes,
mean
it does.
which would mean that Sarah
It
is the
does
holiest person on earth.
Yeah, I do a lot of.
Almost to a pickled state.
Oh yeah.
11
Oh,
a.m. on a Sunday.
The
11
real
a.m. on a
holy water is
Sunday.
upstairs.
Well, no, it was me. My problem is Jesus Christ. It's 9 a.m. and she's hitting the fucking Crown bottle, but I'm 2 hours behind. So
There's a point I want to make.
Don't put it past me though, Herm.
I was. Oh, so
Don't
don't
put
be
it past
afraid when I see it's 7 a.m. and she's asking for the Crown bottle.
It's already been a long day at that point.
So
Yeah.
to piggyback on Sarah's point, I can also see that side of it too, because like I said, it's always predictive, and it's
Mhm.
always mundane. I would think if somebody from my life, as a spirit, were to reach to me, it would be with something life changing or
And you also wouldn't be scared.
right. And
If it's
not the
evil,
peace. It's not peace.
if it's evil, you will be scared. If it is not evil, you will have peace. It will not scare you.
And
Yeah, I've
I-
never used a Ouija board and felt ill at ease.
Yeah.
Only people I've wanted to talk to were of no evil of any kind. Never felt that way. None of my precogs with deja vus are ever negative, bad. They're always very serene moments.
I mean, you gotta be careful with those too, because demons, they're Satan is the father of lies.
So,
So you
the
gotta
thing
be
about
careful with what
demons,
those are too.
the thing
They'll get
about
your
demons
confidence.
will also, they'll sense what you fear,
Yes,
or
and they'll use that against
and
you.
they'll
They'll
use
play
that
off of
against
that.
you. Prime
Mhm.
example, we went and did the Conjuring house.
Oh,
Right?
You did?
I would have
I-
loved
One
to
of
have
my
been there.
favorite movies.
So I watched all the
Mine too.
movies, like
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm watching all these videos, and I watched the video of The Nun. The
That
Nun
one was stupid.
is a myth.
Yeah, there's
And it
Oh yeah,
has-
no, that's
Nun.
Yeah, no, that's like fan fiction.
That's
Yeah.
literally just Hollywood being Hollywood.
But here's the thing: I went to the Conjuring house, and in my head, I was like, man, even though it's not real, I was like, man, the nun better not show herself.
Yeah.
And guess what I saw?
Well, of course, because
The
you've
nun.
already got
But
that
that's because
projected,
the spirit-
in
the
your
spi-
mind.
The spirits saw one of my fears
Well, yeah,
and used it against
Shit.
me.
Yeah.
yeah. A
But-
lot of the time, yeah, the demons.
I want
Yeah,
to, John. I want to,
Almost
John.
never.
I want to get to John's comment in a second, but if I could just say the one thing I've wanted to say since the whole Ouija board thing came up, it's hard to believe, in my heart of hearts, that the same company that makes Twister makes the portal to hell.
Well, because okay, so listen.
You don't think Twister's a portal to hell? Have you ever played that game?
Yes.
It hurts
Sober?
like hell.
So
Naked,
Twister-
covered in Vaseline? Portal to hell.
Not at that party.
They turned it into
So-
Jello wrestling.
With a carp in your armpit.
All right, so
Go ahead,
Sarah.
okay, Chris.
Yes.
Our world because I'm Catholic, I'm gonna get all what I know here.
Beautiful.
Satan is the prince of our world, so he will do anything to get our kids. So obviously, the people who make children's toys will make things that they think they're not real, but they
They're
know
innocuous.
that it's evil and that it will bring up things, and the devil knows this, so he uses people so he can get the kids indoctrinated into what he wants the world to be, because we're supposed to be praising Jesus and it should be a godly world, and Satan is just trying to infiltrate and start young with the kids and think that everything is fine and dandy. It's just a game because it's made by
Milton Bradley.
yeah. Same with
Hasbro.
Target, with everything else right now. Everything
Yeah,
is being
good call.
infiltrated with the kids because that's how Satan interjects.
Well,
And
to
that's-
add to that, the way the world's going today, it's ran by Satan.
well, yeah. No kidding.
We won't go down that route.
I'm just
Well, you're,
That's a whole
you're
nother
not-
topic.
You're not too far from the truth.
That's a whole nother topic. But
Yes, it is.
that's what I'm getting at, Chris, though, is that Satan
that makes
works in
sense.
mysterious ways, just like God works in mysterious ways. So does Satan.
It certainly
What?
does make sense. I want to go to John's comment from earlier for the Two Brothers Extreme Paranormal. Tell me more about Connecticut, Amityville, and the Dark Forest in Litchfield. I've been to both. What is your take?
We've actually never been there.
so the thing
Really?
to add
Devil's
the reason
Hop
why-
Yard.
Gillette's
Is-
Castle.
So
Gillette's Castle's haunted?
there's a
Yes.
lot,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole story
Yeah.
about Gillette's Castle.
but
I get creeped out every time I drive by it.
Really?
I know
I
he's
love that
ugly,
place.
but can you let Adam speak? I know he's terrible to look at, but come on, guys.
It's all right. We only have to see half of his face.
No, I'll sneak out and still talk. No.
Hey, we'll
You're
let the
good,
whole
Adam.
talk.
Come on back. We still love you, kind of.
All right.
There he
so
is.
the thing is with what we do, we don't go to places that you're not supposed to go to unless we have permission. I don't knock anybody that does go to these places and piques their interest. But with our group and where we are and what we do, we're not into getting and breaking and entering and or trespassing and being at these places that you're not supposed to. Now, if we got permission from the town or the landowner or whatnot to go to these places,
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell
Count
yeah.
us fucking in. I will grab a tent and sleep in that bitch.
Wow.
Yeah, like the dark forest. I mean, I've heard stories. Never been. Amityville is Amityville. You know, we all know the story of Amityville. Would love to get there. I guess supposedly, from what I was told, they have new owners of the house. So not sure if they're offering tours there or not. But the other place that we would love to go to is Lizzie Borden's. We haven't been there yet in Mass.
That'd be awesome.
They're actually right now just doing like daytime and a little nighttime tours. Nothing like you can rent out the building for the night. But the one thing also too is a lot of people don't get. We pay to go to these places. It's all nonprofit organization. Unless we come to their home to help, we don't charge them. We're there to help people in their house. We've done about 10 private investigations where we've helped families. And then the rest of these places we go to, we pay. We pay for travel, we pay for overnight, we pay for the building. So it's a lot of out of the pocket, and basically we're trying to gain sponsorship to get us to the next level.
Yep.
Do I want to go on TV? Yeah, it'd be cool to be on TV, but I would love to do our own thing where YouTube, we don't have someone telling us what to do all the time. And that's the issue in the paranormal world right now. There's a lot of teams. We'll mention one of them, Destination Fear. They got canceled because they were the best running paranormal team on TV right now. And their executive producer canceled them, Zach Bagans.
Oh.
Yeah, and you have the unique opportunity to produce yourself. You do what you want to fucking do.
We
And
don't
it's
want
up
to
to
go
the
on TV
content
and have somebody
viewer.
tell us what to do. We want to be independent.
And
We want our own show.
It's
We
up
want
to
do
your
our own
subscribers.
Yeah,
It's up to your
and not even that. Like, if
Well,
you're on TV, and like you get started and you're like, oh fuck, you know, you get yelled at. YouTube TV, or what's the
There's a new one, Paraflix.
You know,
Yeah, and Rumble too.
if you're like, if you see something, you're like, oh fuck yeah, you see that? You're not gonna get in trouble. You know,
All right.
it's not about the swearing, but it's the thing is when you're doing that, you can do what you want and how you want it without some big man behind you going,
Oh, you can only record for a half hour.
you can't
Or
do
you can
that.
only have an
Oh.
hour show. When we do our independent stuff, we can show everything. We can be there for 2 days straight if we wanted to, and show all 2 days straight of evidence.
There you go.
So that's our main goal right now, is just basically getting ourselves out there with these other independent teams and going from there. Go strong.
And there's there's a great place that we work with that allows us to go to these places.
There's a great team called Get
Get
Haunted.
Haunted.
You want to shout out to them?
Rob and
Pennsylvania.
Sarah from Get Haunted, phenomenal fucking people. I'm gonna tell you, best people in the paranormal world.
Mm-hmm.
They allow you to come. They have these places. You pay. You get to investigate with them. They show you techniques and different uses of equipment, and then they set you free, and you're the investigator.
Very nice.
For a small team like us, where it's me and Mike, we have two others that work with us sometimes on these bigger locations and other things. And, you know, for us to go there, they make it affordable and able to go into these buildings that we wouldn't be able to get into without, because, you know, we can't afford insurance to go rent these
That's
places
the other
out.
thing. They want $1 million insurance in some of these locations because now they're artifact places or they're known as historical buildings.
Right.
So that's the other hard part for us. We can't really afford the insurance process right now.
You know, and
Check out a company called Next. They might be able to help you guys with its event insurance.
Gotcha.
All right. I lied and told them I was only doing 6 shows a year and I was paying $15 a month for a $2 million policy. And all that matters is you've got a fucking policy and you can show it to somebody, and that's all that ever fucking mattered.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, like you can, there's, check them out. It's a company called Next, and they do insurances for like gig workers. And technically that's kind of what you are. It's a gig. So it's an event. You could figure out a way to categorize your business and get an insurance for it. And also there are companies out there that you can buy 1 day one day gig worker policies. They're dirt cheap, and you can literally buy like a day's worth of insurance.
Nice.
But just, if you guys want to check into it before you have to go and spend disgusting money on insurance, there are a couple of ways around it. Check into them.
Awesome,
Now,
thank you.
I want to put you guys together real quick, Derek and the two brothers, Adam and Mike. Derek being a guy who works with the dead, and you guys who hunt down the dead. Somebody speak on it quick. Where do you believe the correlation begins between the death process and the spirit staying around and messing with you? And then I have one more question after that.
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's good. So, they always say that once a person passes, their spirit moves on. I don't think that's always 100% true. And as being a spirit, they can be in multiple places at one time. They're not one human mass anymore. I always believe that if someone passes, you open up the window and tell them it's okay. They can move on. Our camera guy died in my house just over a year ago, and I asked the officers if they could go open up the window, and I from the hallway, I yelled, "It's okay, bro. You can go on. We got it from here." And he wasn't here for the longest time. I was trying to talk to him. I was hoping he'd come talk to me, and it took a good 6 months before he came and saw me. He's with us at a lot of our investigations.
The place that we're actually going to this weekend is the last time that he was with us on an investigation. So we're going to do like a little tribute for him.
Yeah.
Nice.
To make everybody laugh on a little sour subject there, every investigation we go on, we'll do an EVP or spirit box session, and we'll go, hey, Mike will go, hey, what's his name? Or I'll go, hey, what's my name? And they'll go, hey, asshole. Right? On key.
Here's the funny thing. The last place we were at, this is four locations in a row. He got, hey, asshole, through the EM or the EVP or the spirit box. So the last place we were at White Hill Mansion in New Jersey. I said, listen, if someone can call him a dick, I'll laugh and I will leave right now. And all of a sudden it goes, hey, dick.
So to go back to where I think our cameraman is with us all the time is, whenever we're doing something or working in the garage or doing shit, hey, what's up, asshole?
Wow.
Or, dude, stop being a dick.
Yeah.
Wow. See, when I go, Derek's going to take care of me, so I want you to bring all of your gear to when he finally puts me in the oven. He has explicit instructions. He's got to take unpopped popcorn and shove it into my body, and then he puts me in the oven.
I got one question.
Go ahead.
Extra crispy or kind of raw?
I'd prefer the raw.
Medium rare.
Medium rare?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
I'm an elitist, if you will.
You're an elitist?
Shut up. When it comes to my steak, yes.
I'm sorry.
John asked a question earlier about Connecticut. I know you guys just did Primitive Crow in Basra. Have you ever had access to Captain Grant's Inn in Preston, Connecticut?
We are actually going to be there June 24th for a vendor.
Oh, nice.
We became good friends of the person that runs it, so we're hoping for an overnight investigation coming soon. But yes, we will be there June 24th. We'll have merchandise. We'll show equipment that we use during our events. And
did your children just blow up the living room, Derek?
They fucking kick down the door like a fucking SWAT team.
For real? I'm like, did your kids just swat your fucking office? What just fucking happened, bro?
Down on the ground! Down on the ground!
Everybody fucking down!
It's not a damn drill! It's not a damn drill! Get down! I'm sitting here and I'm listening to them talking. I'm like, I think Derek's kids just blew up the fucking living room. I'm pretty sure that was a mortar.
I'm unalive, you bitch!
Get down.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so you got
Yes.
Captain Grant's in coming up. John asked a question. What are your devices that you use to track cameras, sound, polar activity meter? Talk a little about that.
So we
Yeah.
have everything from a voice recorder and flashlight all the way up to an SLS. We just got a EMF dog.
Yep.
Um,
It's a real life looking dog that actually can sense radio waves.
Yeah.
So we're hoping like when we go to locations that children will wanna touch it and play with it, and it will light up and let us know where they are at all times.
My favorite thing is my $20 fucking mag flashlight. Well, mini mag. It's a small mag flashlight. I can get awesome responses with that. And then the recorder.
All you do is twist it
Yep.
a little bit, make sure there's a connection there still, and we'll tell them to turn the light on or off, and they will actually turn the flashlight on or off.
Yep. And then
Go ahead, please.
my other thing is a recorder. Because here's the thing. If you're a person that doesn't believe and you're skeptic and you can have an excuse for every device we have. Well, if I use a recorder, okay, and I go, well, look, it's all empty. There ain't no recordings. Let's do a recording. And I do a recording, and nothing comes up but some voice, and it's only me and you in the room. How are you going to define that? Go ahead and make an excuse for that. You were here. You were in the room with me. We did a recording. We didn't talk except for ask questions. And then when the questions were done being asked and something responded, prove it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
I've seen the pictures you guys showed Herm and I a year and change ago were some hairy stuff.
Yeah.
The skull that was right behind you of the tall man or something.
Yeah, that was
the
in Hoosick, the Hoosick Tunnel up in North Adams, Mass.
Yep. And just a lot of the stuff you played. You showed me videos, Mike. You and Adam both sent me clips to videos you had on YouTube where you can clearly hear something going on, and you both look at each other like you just shit yourself. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
And I know. Again, Adam, we met a year and change ago. Mike, I've known since the dawn of time when he was just a double extra large, and that's still my man Mountain Mike over there. Gotta love him. And I've known you long enough to know you're not the bullshitter type. So now I really have to put you guys together. When it comes to funeral homes, Derek told a story earlier about how he hears, he was in the other room, heard typewriters, or he heard a voice or something. Do you think that's where it all begins, or is it bigger than that? And then please ask Derek a question. You guys out there, please tell your story. I gotta disagree with you. The weather in Babylon is fine today. A true paranormalist picture should never be shared. There's paranormal everything everywhere, and it's a, how do you put this? It's a very interesting new concept where every freaking streaming service has paranormal something.
I'd like to know what his reasoning is behind that. I mean, I'd like to know what the backup is for that. I'm curious.
The reason we share our pictures or our videos or our recordings or whatever the fuck we have that we share, I show it because you want to know what? I want people to see what we do. There's people that can't bring themselves to go to these places or can't afford to go to these places or whatever it is. So we go for them. We go for our fans.
99% of our investigations are live on Facebook or YouTube during the night. It's just to show you what it's like to be in these places. If we have Wi-Fi access.
Yeah.
If not, we try to run it off our phone. Being down in the tunnel sometimes it doesn't work well. But the one naysayer about, I see what he means about the photographs. A lot of people think, oh, that's photo edited, or you inserted that into the video. I'll tell you right now, 100%, it comes from my camcorder to my laptop. I don't have those programs. I can't afford some of those programs.
I'm too broke.
We don't even have editing programs. We just go raw with the stuff that we have right to the internet.
Yeah, there's a reason that sometimes you see a 30-minute video. because we can't afford to
Edit.
have equipment
Yeah,
to edit out all the boring, nothing's happening moments.
Mhm.
You know, and
But-
that's what I like about us is we don't.
We're old school.
Yeah, I don't want to edit stuff. I want you to sit there for an hour and a half and be bored, and then at the last minute go, "Holy shit, what was that just happened?" At the end of the hour and a half video. You know?
All right, Derek, you were telling your story earlier about the typewriter, and you said something about voices too.
Crashing.
Crashing. Tell a little bit more about that.
It was just that was that's it. No, it was just me and my friend. We both heard the same noises, two separate occasions, just waiting in the funeral home by ourselves for family to arrive or whatever, and we just heard the old typewriter going on downstairs. What we thought was the typewriter, so we ran down there thinking someone came in, but there was no one there. And then again in the chapel where the body was set up for the viewing and all that stuff, we heard a big crashing noise, and we ran in there, and there was definitely nothing that fell or anything. Everything was kosher. Everything
Now,
was
has
fine.
it been a funeral home the whole? I mean, it's been a funeral home the whole time, or
As far as I know, yes. Yep.
gotcha. I mean, could be residual hauntings, which are something that is like the old typewriter, for instance. Back in the day, they used the typewriter, so it could be a spirit that used the typewriter and it was doing its daily thing, and you happen to be there to hear them do that. The crashing noises, I mean, that could be a spirit that's still attached to the body, maybe. I mean, sometimes, I mean, I've been told so many different stories from mediums and all these other people that sometimes the spirit stays with the body for 10 days, sometimes the body for a month. It doesn't leave, it goes. Nobody actually really knows. That's how I feel. You don't really know if the spirit is still attached to the body unless things like that are happening. And I believe that if that's the noises you're hearing, maybe the spirit is with the body still, and it's letting you know, I'm here.
Yeah.
Attention-wise.
We got a comment from John, and that's a great question that I want to bring up because he's just telling a story. Had an issue when he went to Dark Forest. He brought home a rock, and the parents did a blessing on the house. Can a spirit attach itself to an inanimate object
Yes,
and come to your home?
There's an actual story about the Conjuring House. One person that was there while we were there brought something home from the Conjuring House. They grabbed a rock, and they got scratched and everything for a week straight. Finally called the owner up at the house, and the owner said, "Yeah, I told you not to take anything home. It will follow you."
Well, isn't that like at the Warren, at Elizabeth Warren's house?
Yep.
They have
At the
all
museum.
the museum. Yeah, they
Yeah,
got the
museum.
doll behind the glass and
Yep. When we did
all
the
that
Hinsdale
shit's, like,
house, we did the
demonically
Hinsdale house
possessed.
up in New York. They told us the same thing. Don't take anything from the house. You'll regret it.
Yep.
And when you're dealing with evil places like that place, the forest, most likely, yeah, you will be dealing with something if you take it. No matter what you do, it's going to get even worse. Just bring it back. I would bring it back.
Yeah. Bring it back to where you got it. Apologize. Do a prayer.
And tell it to stay here. It's not welcome to come home.
Yeah, you're not allowed to follow.
well.
No, you did not, Herm. No, you did not.
Herm, was it in your dream?
It depends.
I
It
can neither.
depends.
I can't.
I was
Depends,
very,
don't
very
think-
clever.
I can
Do you
neither
own a pig
confirm.
farm?
I cannot confirm nor deny his involvement. I do know, however, that one of our good friends is a mortician, and it's easy to get rid of a body.
Yeah. Yeah, pig farms are easier.
This is true.
I'm going to leave that one alone because
Again. Cremation and pig farms can't get rid of the fucking teeth.
That's told. Wow.
Everything but the
same
fucking
thing.
teeth.
Yeah.
That's why you need a boat that can go out in the ocean.
That's
There you
a
go.
lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it
Much
ain't.
more than Herm
Bro.
wants to do.
I'm just
For
going
real.
fishing.
Can I? Is there? Can I hire somebody for that?
Listen to you. Can we get back on topic? Sarah said earlier about how she loves like the exorcism stuff, and she, by the way, Sarah, Exorcism Files, great show. Thank you for turning me on to it. Is there a story out there that you don't believe is real? And I'm going to bring this one up because the first one I saw, it was, kind of like done like Blair Witchy. It looks like a documentary. Now they made like 17 freaking sequels. The Blackwell Ghost. Is there a story out there you just don't believe?
Slender Man.
The one that I really don't believe, I'm having a hard time with, is, believe it or not, The Conjuring House.
Really?
There's a lot of issues with the Warrens, unfortunately. They are our favorite people. We love the Warrens. But there's so many different stories to that situation, saying that they started what happened in that house, to where the husband punched him in the face and threw them out of the house. The reason why his wife was possessed and thrown across the floor was because the Warrens started it. We've been there, and the house really wasn't as what everyone said it was. I don't know if it's because they do investigations every night there. They rent the house out Monday through Sunday. If it's overplayed,
Wow.
not sure. But we went there for 15 hours, and the only thing we got was a little stick figure on our SLS camera. No recordings, no nothing. The owners lock themselves in a different part of the house and leave the other house to the spirits, but I don't know. I guess that's my look on the Conjuring House. I've been in a lot worse places than that place. I mean, I've had buildings flip upside down as soon as we go inside of it.
Wow.
And just instant stuff, but that's the one I'm having a hard time with.
Okay.
And now, obviously, the producers took all their investigations and are turning them to movies now. And obviously, the movies are going to be way more than what the actual investigations were to make it movie worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at the difference between the dolls, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
Not even close.
No. One's a Raggedy Ann doll. The other one looks like Creepy Baby.
Yeah, I rather think the creepy one was the haunted one.
Right?
So, I don't know. That's my perspective of the story. I don't know what his is. He just stepped out for a second.
He's got to record a new album. Post Malone, ladies and gentlemen.
I was gonna say Post Malone. He looks
He looks a little posty.
With his newfangled haircut.
not pasty, posty.
Posty.
I must say, I do believe my old house. There was definitely some shit going on there that was dark, especially because of the way my stepfather was with the family and everything. But myself, my mother, and my brother all experienced dark things at that house.
See, now we never had dark shit going on at the house on Wilmot, but there was an entity down in the basement that had been referred to as the Green Lady most of the time that everybody was living at the house, and she had been seen by the kids. Travis has seen her. She's not. She's benign. She is definitely not aggressive or fucking with anybody in any way, but she's down there, and she is seen quite often by the kids and people in that basement.
She just wants everybody to know that that's her shit.
Yeah, like it'll be
That's all
me
it
and
is.
Jen, right? And nobody has been living in the basement for like months, and all of a sudden, shit goes completely haywire. There's like banging on shit downstairs. Nothing bad, you know what I mean? She's not like, and it's not bad. It's rather mild, but there's that, and then there's times when shit will just go crashing.
Mm-hmm.
Shit that's been sitting completely still for 6 months, all of a sudden a pile of it falls to the floor.
Yep.
Or Trav has seen her. She just kind of stands over in the corner and watches the room. She just stands there and just kind of looks. But
That's kind of what got me into the whole paranormal world. I grew up in a house that was haunted. It was haunted by my grandfather and my aunt, and the garage doors would go up and down by itself. The lights would flicker on and off.
yeah, and I feel it's literally more along the lines of like the energy is doing something. There's a task it's doing something, and
Yeah.
it knocks something over.
Yep.
It wants to leave the house, so it goes out through the garage like it always did,
Yep.
or it's easy. But I personally don't place a lot of Jesus and Satan energy into it. My beliefs align more along, and I don't have a problem with that at all. Derek, are you raising your hand?
Yeah, because I want to say that.
Bitch, this is not third grade.
I was just about to say, what the fuck is this? School?
I'm like, what is he? Is he doing something with his camera? What the fuck's going on? Yeah, what's up, my man?
No,
Can I
was-
talk?
was-
Right,
no, I was gonna,
Mrs. Stevenson.
excuse me, Mister.
You're for right.
Extra.
What do you want?
Here's my ruler.
Oh,
Oh Jesus!
ooh, that's nice.
Uh,
Oh,
no, in
fuck-
my.
Hey, fuck your ruler. I got a wooden stick.
Ooh.
All right.
Calm down, Jim. Calm down, Jim Duggan.
No, in the house that I grew up in,
Was it like
I
band
definitely
camp?
no.
Minus the blowies. Yeah.
In the flutes and pussies.
I was homeschooled and, very sheltered. There was none of that. But anywho, no, what I experienced was I definitely heard like footsteps on the staircase. My brother told me he, in the basement, he had to like practice his violin every single night. And he wouldn't leave unless he did like an hour and a half. My stepdad made him do it and everything. So he always saw like a shadowy figure like in the corner of the room, and it would like move across the room. And then my mother said that in her bedroom, she saw like an old man figure, I guess, that sit next to the bed. But I think a lot of that too, because my stepdad was very abusive towards myself and my mother and everything. I think a lot of the negative energy maybe from him, and then like the evil that he was a very horrible person.
Gotcha.
But since from that house forward, moving from other houses and having my own houses, I have had at least a couple priests, bless the house before I even move in. I'm like, okay, just do the whole holy water, incense, the Latin rite, everything. Just exercise the house before I even move in, because from that house forward, I can't. That was not a good experience in my life at all.
Yep. Yeah.
So you're talking about
And-
childhood houses. I grew up in the city of Groton in a house that was built in the 1840s. It was right on the water. That house was haunted. Any time in the dead of winter, it could be 20 degrees outside. In the attic, you open the door and you feel like this whiff of salt air just wash past you. Okay, and it would happen at random. You could be in the kitchen, you could be in the attic, you could be in my bedroom. My bedroom, I think, was like where everybody hung out, because I would lay awake at night some nights because I couldn't sleep. So we move out of that house and into the house in Mystic. My dad and I are unpacking things, and we had this lead crystal dessert platter that used to be on display at the old house. My dad went to put it up in a cabinet, and as he closed the door flung open and the plate exploded, and I smelt the salt air.
Oh, that's
My dad's
weird
like,
shit right
that's
there.
crazy.
my dad said, "You feel it too?"
And the thing is, you're right on the water too, and the water is electricity for spirits.
Yeah, and
I
I moved into that house when I was 5 years old, and I was there till I was about 11, 12. And in that time was probably the most active for that kind of weird shit happening to me.
Yeah.
And my dad, I think, was sensitive too, because he would have deja vu, and we'd be talking to each other, and we'd be like, "Oh shit, does this sound familiar to you?" So, yeah, the water, spending that time on the water for those couple of years, man. Oof,
Yeah,
crazy
I
shit.
believe it. Yeah.
Crazy
So-
shit.
So our cameraman actually grew up out that way, which was Groton, New London area. His name was Sean Foster. And he actually grew up because his grandmother worked in the Norwich State Hospital.
Ooh,
So,
my favorite place.
He's told me when he was alive numerous stories about things happening there. And when he lived in East Lyme at the farmhouse, the old farmer that built the house and lived in it, like we would be sitting there, and you'd hear the doors on the cabinets open up, the fridge door open, and you go in there and be like, "Look here, old man farmer, shut the fucking shit. You don't pay the bills." And literally, the doors would close, and then the fridge would close. And you'd go to walk away, the fridge door would open a little. You'd be like, "I said, you ain't paying the bills. Shut the door, bro." And the door would literally shut. Down by the water, there's a lot of energy. And so down there is great.
Well, anything I've read about that kind of stuff, they like to gather where it's pleasant.
Yeah.
If they are to travel, they're going to travel somewhere familiar and that they remember from like childhood or something pleasant.
Yep.
The beach, waterfront, parks, church, stuff like that. Something they're familiar with.
Most definitely.
I gotta ask out loud because I'm sure he's saying it as a show of love. Explain Kyle Magnus. I believe he's probably from Get Haunted.
Yes, he is. Kyle, what's going on, Kyle? He's one of the coaches from Get Haunted.
Very cool. Kyle, I'd love to talk to you, Kyle, if you ever get a chance. You want to do a little Dysfunction Junction? We'll have you come on. We'll have a good conversation.
He's actually He's part of the restoration project of the White Hill Mansion in New Jersey. So he's got a lot of cool. He's got a lot of cool stories.
Oh yeah.
This is a conversation I will always come back to because I am ridiculously. I love paranormal stuff. Watching it on TV, of course. The guys from Two Brothers here were like, "Hey, come down to the Primitive Crow." I'm like, "Hey, go F yourself. I ain't going nowhere where there's a ghost."
You can go.
I'll do that shit. I ain't scared of shit.
You can go to gethaunted.com and get a ticket and come to the prison with us this weekend.
I feel I have an edge. I feel I have an edge.
I will be in Vermont. I will be
feel
hanging
that
out with the kid.
I would totally go to any of those places.
We're heading up to Vermont in June for the Wilson Castle.
Yep.
Nice.
Have either of you guys? Hey, Uni. Hey, there he is.
Buddy?
Yo, little man, you can't be setting off frag grenades in the other room. Okay? I'm just saying. I mean, you're cute and shit, but that you'll get in trouble for that shit.
Yeah,
all right?
No smoke bombs either.
No explosions.
No tear gas.
Come out to Colorado. Come hang out with Uncle Herm. We're going to show you what a claymore is.
Oh, yeah.
Have either of you guys, independently or together, just walked through the mansions in Nantucket?
No, I've never been there.
Yeah, I've done the mansions.
Newport?
I've done the mansions in Newport.
Yeah,
My dad was I did the mansions in Newport tour with my grandmother and my father because we went up there and Dad showed us everywhere when he was stationed up there and when he came home from Nam, when he was stationed up in Newport, he took us all around and showed us. But yeah, I've done the whole mansions tour in Newport. Yeah.
Nice.
I got such a creepy vibe from every building.
Wow.
Oh yeah, some shit went down up there. I mean, people were the ship owners. Every fucking building has a widow's walk.
Yep.
On the water because they were waiting for husbands to come home and some that never did.
So
2 or 3 generations of husbands that went to sea and never came home.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Widow walks that were used by multiple generations. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they call them Widow's Walk for a reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's where they walked up there waiting for their husbands to come home, and on ships that never came back, and they would walk up there hoping to see a ship forever.
Crazy story.
A friend of mine was looking to buy a
about the
house and said he would never buy one with a Widow's Walk.
I would.
Crazy
Those were tough people, and they may have died doing what they did to provide. Those were strong men doing what they were doing for their families, and I don't feel I disrespect them in any way. So if I lived in that house, they would have my complete and utter respect for the job that they did and the sacrifice they made for their business and their families, and I don't think any one of them would have an issue with me. They could be mean, as nasty as they wanted. I am too, so we'd get a fucking along.
All right, Adam, you got a story to tell.
Yeah, so I used to be a tow truck driver, and I towed someone back up to Rhode Island towards the mansions and all that. And now it was a brand new tow truck. The thing had like, I don't know, probably about 4,000 miles on it when I towed the car up there. Truck ran beautiful. I pulled onto one of the mansions by the water. The truck died with the bed half tilted. Couldn't get it to start.
Ooh.
That's no bueno.
So, how does that happen?
At that point, you need AAA and Zach Baggins.
No, I just needed to say, leave my shit alone so I get this fucking job done and get out of here.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so I know, Derek, when people die, there's no need for pimpage. You just get sent to Dignity Memorials, and Derek will put his elbow up your ass.
Oh, they sent me an email the other day about planning my shit.
Oh, pre-arrangement? Yes.
Oh yeah.
It'll save you money in the long run, Herm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It will. You know what else is? I've already paid for, in Colorado, they have just cremation services. I've paid $1,200 for cremation services when I die for me and her, and it's a really nice program they have out here in Colorado, and it's nice. Like, they just come, they basically do the whole dignified removal, but it's just a cremation. That's all they do. They don't do the whole death side. Because I don't want that whole. I don't want the whole. No disrespect, Derek. You do amazing work for people in some of the worst times of their fucking life. I just don't want it when I go. Let's just cook me off and throw a fucking. And somebody needs to fire up a grill. So,
not me. I want to go the same way I came into the world, naked, screaming, covered in blood.
I got you.
Yeah,
taking a shit.
I got it.
What's that?
Taking a shit.
I didn't come into the world doing that.
That sounds kind of fun. I'm in.
Nope. When I die,
Ooh, that's nice.
You guys keep interrupting Adam. Adam, go ahead.
Sorry, Adam. Go ahead.
it's all right. So when I die, everybody that walks through the door gets a taser. The last one fucking standing can have my shit.
Ooh, I
There
like
you go.
it. Derek,
we
tell
told,
them about our plan.
Yes. At his, we're gonna do the cremation.
Oh,
Hey!
What's
Kyle
up?
Magnus is in the house
Kyle's
from
all
Get
right.
Haunted.
oh shit!
What's going
No,
on?
we're
everyone?
going late today, and I don't care.
Me neither.
Yeah, we're good. I'll cut it off before we hit the 2-hour cutoff mark.
All right, real quick, Derek, tell them the story about what we're doing at my
Yes. After the cremation, I'm gonna get like dozens of little keepsake urns. Probably like, hold on 1 second here. I got one.
All
Something
right.
like this. Something like this.
Yeah.
So at the end of the services, everyone gets a party favor. Here's a little bit of Chris. Here you go.
I'm gonna load that thing in my fucking shotgun and blast
There
it
you
into
go.
fucking space.
The answer is you can take me with you.
I'm gonna smoke it.
You do what you got to do.
I'm rolling that shit in a joint and we getting high.
I want to get to Kyle in just a second. Look, the fact that Kiss is retiring before I die, I told Herm for years, when I die, cremate me and throw me in the confetti at a Kiss concert.
Yes.
So while you're jamming to rock and roll all night, a little bit of me comes falling all over you. It's going to be a good time. Kyle, now
What's
that you've walked into this hellhole of debauchery, tell us a little something about yourself and the Get Haunted thing.
Oh,
a little bit about myself. I don't even know what I'm in here. What is this?
Welcome.
Welcome to Dysfunction Junction. Fuck yeah.
It's their paranormal edition.
It's our weekly podcast, and we've got the guys from Two Brothers doing some paranormal stuff. And we have our friend Derek The Undertaker. He is literally an undertaker, a true actual mortician. So we thought it all kind of fit together like nice pieces of a puzzle. And then now you're here.
We talked about Get Haunted a little bit. So
yeah, so I'll start about. So I got my fill into the paranormal here is. I started working at a historic location around me called White Hill Mansion. Just started there because of the history. Had some crazy, weird experiences there. It culminated in me seeing a full body apparition of a 3 or 4 year old little boy during the day, which spawned me into my journey into the paranormal. And now I'm with Get Haunted, which is an event company which travels all around the country.
Where are you? Where are you based out of?
So Get Haunted is based out of the Northeast, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, but we go all over the East Coast.
We've got some amazing fucking ghost towns out here in Colorado with some shit to see.
We're working our way out there. The farthest we've gone this year was Tampa, which is pretty far for us. So we're always expanding. But what we do is we get locations, we get people to come out, we investigate with them, and then the rest of the night we let them
fuck around and find out.
Yeah, basically, and that's how we met. We met these two guys over here, Two Brothers Extreme. We met them through an event.
Yep.
These guys are great investigators.
You guys are awesome.
I'll tell you what, I had a lot of fun investigating with these two, especially Adam. He's a hell of fun investigator.
Dude, tell them about White Hill Mansion and partying with the mafia.
Yeah, so White Hill it's a 300-year-old house, but the last at least 50 to 60 years it was a restaurant, and during Prohibition there was a speakeasy, and the speakeasy is still down in the basement, all original from 1922. And we were investigating with these guys, and it was active, but it got even more active when my man Adam there went behind the bar and started offering out drinks. I mean, it just got crazy. I mean, all kinds of activity. All of our equipment was going off. We had disembodied voices. It was crazy.
I would have loved to have seen these guys at the old Camille's up in Providence.
Is that haunted?
Well, I mean, there's I get energy feelings, but I mean, it was a massive mafia hangout. There's tables in the room, and then way in the back is these booths, and they're like round tables with like just a side flat. So there's these round tables back there. There's 4 of them across the back wall, and they all have curtains drawn. And that's where, up in Providence, the mafia guys would all get together and have meetings. Sergeants and capos would have meetings with street guys. The top guys would have a meeting. They'd all eat dinner. There's bullet holes. There was before the reno. There was bullet holes in the walls to the point where the bullet holes were the frames were just plexiglass with a description sandwiched between 2 pieces, and it laid against the wall so you could see the fucking bullet holes. Like,
Yikes.
it was bullet holes of like, this bullet was shot. These are bullet holes from this particular gunfight that happened here between these families. So like, I would be very interested to see what the energy is there.
Yeah, the great thing is when I started pouring drinks, then I played some like 50s, 60s mafia music, and like shit went crazy.
They love Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
I was just about to, she goes from rags to riches, and then the ghosts go ape shit.
Because
Tommy Simone showed up.
For real, there's some stories there. Because when I lived in Rhode Island, my wife was friends with basically the woman. She was the granddaughter of the Patriarca crime family. Her mother's maiden name was Patriarca, so this would be somebody like my mother's age. So Mary Jane is like that was how close her. and Mary Jane's grandfather was actually consigliere for the crime family. That there it is, straight up.
Wow.
Like
I'd
that's
love
how
to know-
close to the mafia I was. Like somebody's grandparent and somebody's mother grew up as like a mafia princess.
when when you guys look at different locations, and I don't know if it's even there anymore. If you ever thought about going into like New York City, I would love to see places like the Gemini Lounge, which is where Richard Kuklinski carved up a bunch of people in his killing spree, or what was the place that Gotti used to hang out at all the time?
Oh, that was
With Triple O's or something?
something like
You know,
that. Yeah.
places like that would have, I think, maybe a lot of weird things to talk about. And of course, then there's Derek, who gets the body. He's like, I need you to use all your powers. I don't want his mother to see him like this. My boy.
Look what
Look
they did to my boy.
So are places like that, say like, how do you put this? Like mafia places where you know there was some chicanery going on to see if there's activity?
I mean, I've only experienced mob activity at my location because I know there's mob. I haven't investigated too many places that are related to that kind of crime, but I know when we're at White Hill, especially in the basement, if you start bringing up like law enforcement cops, sometimes we'll have people investigating who are actually like law enforcement active, and if they start asking questions, the activity gets weird.
Wow.
We've actually caught a couple EVPs talking about like the cops, and we got an EVP, and it was a male voice, and it said something about, I think this place is bugged. That was the
Damn.
EVP we got.
Whoa.
So it's really interesting. I haven't really had too many other experiences and other locations that had true crime kind of stuff. A couple prisons and stuff, but nothing. I've investigated any mob places. I don't know about the
All
Two
right.
Brothers Dream.
I got another question for you like that, but we do have to bid Derek the Undertaker a fond farewell. He's got 612 kids. He's got to put them all to bed, and they are actually some good kids. Except
They are.
Julian, who tried to hit
They
me with
are.
a hammer today.
Thank you, gents. It's been
Thank
real.
you. I'll see you Friday
Nice
night,
meeting
my
you.
man.
Nice meeting you guys. And Chris
meeting you.
Lynch, I will see you guys later.
I'll see
Herm,
ya.
I don't know where he went, but whatever.
He's
Herm,
getting a
went to,
beer.
Herm took little Herm for a walk.
Oh, fair enough. Later, guys. Good night.
Later.
Later, Derek. Places like that you were just talking about, like you said the mafia place at the hotel and yada yada. Somebody brought up the Amityville house earlier, where murders have taken place. Places like that, do they carry more of an angry, angsty energy, or is it just like run of the mill haunting type stuff?
So sometimes it can, in my opinion, like, and I'm no expert, this is just my experiences. Some of that energy can linger, like that anger energy and stuff. Sometimes there can be a negative or angry kind of activity or hauntings or stuff, but it doesn't always have to be. I mean, there's been houses that have had murders that have been totally not haunted. And there's others that are crazy, like the Lizzie Borden house, for example. I've been there a couple times. I haven't had too much activity, but other people have gone there and investigated and got crazy amounts of activity relating to, the Lizzie Borden story that's happened there. So, I mean, I don't think it's like a guaranteed thing. If there's something horrible or something bad or something negative that happens in a house, that it's immediately going to be haunted by that forever. I think there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more to it than that.
That's like the house up in New York that we went to. I forgot the name of it. Hinsdale House.
Yeah.
We went to the Hinsdale House. We didn't get much at all. And then the night before, the people that were there, it was off the wall all night long. And that Hinsdale House has a crazy story to it as well.
And I think a lot of those houses and a lot of these hauntings, it depends on what you bring into it, like your
Yep.
energy, like what you're looking for. If you're going in there just to experience any kind of activity, you may get something different than somebody who's going in there going, I want to talk to the people who murdered this or the murder victim. Like, I think it's a lot of intention when you're investigating the paranormal.
I agree.
Because I think they pick up off of your vibe, what you bring to the table. They're only going to
Exactly.
offer if you come in with like, this is bullshit, they're not going to offer you up anything. But if you come in optimistic, like, oh, I really want to talk to this dude tonight, he might come to you.
That's why we say always go in open-minded.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back to the White Hill. There's the group before us that went downstairs. They weren't getting like crazy, and then like we go down there and like we knew, like I knew I wanted to party with the mafia, and we started getting me behind the bar and playing some mafia, and it went crazy. And at the end of the night, we went down there, and I sat on the opposite side of the bar, and it wasn't going too crazy. And then Kyle's like, Adam, come back behind the bar and start bartending. And things got crazy again. So that's just a prime example of the vibe you bring.
Yeah. Adam definitely brings a vibe to locations. They definitely like calling him certain names. So
we've heard.
We talked about that already. My name is Asshole, and sometimes Mr. Dick.
Hey, Dick.
Yep.
There will be a time where sometime soon you're going to go and the ghosts will be like, who brought Post Malone? Seriously.
You never know.
Never. Hey, listen, since we're talking about places that had tragedy and, what kind of energy you could pick up, two places come to mind. One that Herm made a really bad joke about. Oh, no, Lynch made it. And then another place I remember from my youth, it was the site of Gulliver's in New York, where 50 people died in a fire, and of course the Station nightclub Memorial, which I swear I go there every year and I hear whispers.
I believe it. Though that place. That's more sadness than anything, I believe.
But I don't pick up. I don't want to say I don't know what it's like to have the negative energy, or I don't.
Yeah.
I love watching this stuff on television. I love talking to Mike and Adam. Kyle, I'm glad you're here. I don't pick up that stuff, but when I'm there, it's a windless day. You're just sitting, you go to the spots where you knew people. And it's only when I walk through the trellis to walk in, you can hear whispering. Like, when somebody across the room's talking about you. Pss, pss, pss. I don't hear words, I hear whispering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, example, we were just at Penhurst for Paracon, and that's a really sad and tragic story. If you go in there and try to manipulate them or make fun of them or be like the way they were treated, you won't get nothing. But if you go in there and act like a happy person, like you just want to talk to them, and to the ones that couldn't even talk when they were there, and ask them to do certain things, just so they're there, and give a good positive vibe, you'll get a lot of shit there, So it's all on what you bring to these places. You go into a murder house and you demand to know about the murders and the bad, instead of just going there going, hey, I want to know your story. I just want to talk to you as a person. You got to bring the right vibe.
Yeah, a lot of these things that I see on the television, and I brought it up earlier, a lot of them I'm really skeptical on, and others I believe 1,000%. When they go in and like, were you guys tortured in here? Stop. I love the guys that go in like Zach and his crew, be like, hey, we're not here to hurt you. Can, are you stuck here? Do you want to leave? Are you sad? Are you this? That stuff I buy a little bit more than, hey, how many times did they stab you in the butt? Nobody wants to know that.
And
Except Herm. Herm wants to know that.
You don't want to bring up the history. Sometimes bringing up the history of the story.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Is not the best thing to do. We always like to tell them we're not. When we go into the buildings, we always tell them, we're here to learn about you. We're not here to harm you. We want to know more about you and what you can tell us.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kyle. You were saying?
Yeah, sometimes most of my best evidence or best captures or whatever is when we're not even actively investigating. We're setting up, we have a recorder running, or we're just talking like to each other. Sometimes that's when we've gotten the most incredible evidence. It's almost like they want to interact with us, and they don't even sometimes need to go out of your way to ask them. You know, sometimes they're just hanging around. They want to
Mhm.
communicate, and it may even, you know, jar them. Like if I don't know how it works, if they're in wherever they're at and they hear a normal conversation, it goes, "Oh, there's people here. Let me go try to communicate with them." So, I mean, that's just in my experience. That's what I've gotten. And I mean, every location's different, but like these guys said, it's all about intention and what you bring in there.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at the clock. We are cruising up to 2 hours. We went long. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Adam and Mike. Even though Adam, you
Yes,
are
sir.
very ugly, and but we
So
still
much,
love
bro.
you.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
We will be back next week. And Herm left us, so we can't close out until he comes back. He's got the music. He's got the button. Here he comes. There's the drums.
I don't know how the fuck that happened.
All right. I definitely
It's the
wanna have
magic you
ano-
weave.
I definitely want to have another conversation with all three of you down the road.
Absolutely. We definitely have to do this again.
This was good.
Absolutely.
All right. So for all of us, stay haunted, get haunted, and for whatever you need in Connecticut, your paranormal experience or not, call Two Brothers Extreme Paranormal.
Absolutely.
Get haunted, Kyle. Get haunted.
Yep.
Check
Get
them out.
haunted.
And check out Get Haunted. Absolutely.
If you want to experience and you want to see what it's like, you go to gethaunted.com. Plenty of locations, and sometimes you just might see Two Brothers Extreme Paranormal show up to them. So
Rock
if
and
you
roll.
wanna
All right.
Great people, you go check out Get Haunted.
I just
All
got a
right.
show
There you
idea.
go. There you go. You heard it right there from Two Brothers Extreme Paranormal. All right. That is going to do it for us for this week, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you all next week.
On the flip.
Judgment falls upon you at first light. I'm the hand of God. I'm the dark Messiah. I'm the vengeful one. In the blackest moments of a dying world, what have you become?
I totally need to be haunted by a good-looking dead stripper.
I think Michael Jackson and Bubbles are in the other room.
Oh dear God.
Ooh.